As Unitarian Universalists, we find spiritual wisdom in all the world's religions. So when our Protestant roots call us to honor Christmas Eve, this time to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, we do so with traditional carols, secular poetry, Jewish anthems from our choir, and Buddhist stories. It's a strange alchemy, but it works. We honor the light that reflects the glowing light within each of us, reminding us of all we can be, all the peace and love that can get buried by the weight of the world. A long time ago, perhaps as far away as the 13th century, some monks in the country of Siam commissioned a statue of the Buddha. It was beautiful, enormous, made of solid gold, several meters tall, massively heavy. Not unusual for that time period. The great golden Buddha lived in a temple in a small town, and locals came to meditate and cast offerings at the statue's feet, a way to remind themselves of the Buddha's teachings. Bright, shiny gold is a symbol of the good in all, the light in all. The golden Buddha was tended to peacefully for hundreds of years, but in the 18th century, war broke out. An invasion by the country of Burma was on the horizon. And now invaders were known to destroy temples and steal the gold. So the monks decided they had to protect their precious statue. And they hurriedly covered the golden Buddha with a thick layer of clay and some colored glass stones for decoration. It became fancy enough to be a temple Buddha. It appeared to be made of simple, inexpensive materials. The disguise worked. The invaders swept through and took away much gold, but left this Buddha behind. Eventually, the country was able to cast out the invaders. Sadly, all the monks had died during the conflict, and there was no one left to tell of the gold within. The king built a new capital city, that's now Bangkok, and commanded that all the Buddha statues from destroyed temples be brought there to be safeguarded. And the simple looking clay and glass Buddha was sent to Bangkok. And as the statue was big but insignificant, over the years it got moved from a temple to another temple, and eventually it was placed outside with only a small roof to cover it. So for many, many years, that Buddha sat quietly, a minor statue from a backwater temple destroyed long ago. And then in the 1950s, last century, they decided to move the statue into a building, and they were using a rope and pulley system. And as the monks were moving it, the rope broke and the statue fell. And the monks were horrified, expecting this clay statue to shatter in front of their eyes. But it didn't. The statue fell heavily with all its might and weight, but it didn't break into pieces. The clay just cracked. And the monks gathered around, and they noticed this strange warm gleam from a couple of the cracks. And so they widened one of them, and they soon discovered the gold within. And of course, they cleaned up the golden Buddha, they restored it, and now it sits in a temple that's just its own. And people once again come to meditate and leave offerings, reminding themselves of the Buddha's teachings. They see the gold that represents the good in all, the light in all of us. And this is the season of light. This is the night we honor the light of life, where every child is a holy blessing, where we seek the wonder of distant stars. And in this season of light, in this difficult year, we may feel weighted down, covered in clay, hiding with a few glass stones to make us look big. We might feel that we've fallen down hard, pushed down by this pandemic, this new normal that doesn't quite feel like living fully. We may feel like we're shattering into thousands of pieces, but we're not. We might fall hard, but we don't shatter. Because under the clay and the glass, under the struggle and the strife, underneath all of that, each one of us is pure gold. We're solid and strong, even when we crack. We have what it takes to shine. We have what it takes to get through the tough times. We have what it takes to share the peace and the love. We have the light, our light, each other's light, enough light to reach out and see the holy blessing in every child and the wonder of stars, to seek that peace and love that is the promise of this season. So may we all hold fast to the gold within. May we know our worth. May we see the worth of others. May we see the good and the gold gleaming everywhere, this night and all nights. So say we all.